Hello, Sagittarius. Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is a bonus read, my friends. I'm not just reading because we're on the precipice of your full moon. But I am also doing that because I just want to say thank you very much for the ways that you have been loving on this channel. So we are on the evening of the full moon in Sagittarius. And so I just wanted to come here and throw some cards for you, Sag, to find out what sort of energies are floating about at this time. Tell me about Sagittarius, my fire family, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the bonus reads, I like to focus on the current or the future energy. I don't really want to look at anything back there. We are in a full moon energy, so this is an energy of releasing things. So that might come up here. You know that this full moon is also about adventure. That's what you are, right, Sag? You are adventure, pursuit of truth, right? And also, this is going to be a full moon that is going to have you exploring deep truths about yourself. And setting new goals, possibly broadening your horizons a little bit. But this full moon is about endings, and all things must come to an end. We must release the things that no longer serve. Tell me what's coming up in this bonus read for Sagittarius. Tell me about Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. You are my fire family. I'm a Sag rising. Tell me about Sag. We do have the star. Tell me more about Sag. We have the Page of Swords. Sag, something you have been wishing or hoping for. I think that it's something that you've either been researching, learning about. We've got the Seven of Cups here. It feels like there is something that is connected to the heart space, but it's at a distance. It's like you don't... It's at a distance, and it's like you can't reach it, I'm going to say. The Page of Swords is also about seeing something, like observing something from a distance. And look at this. We do have the Seven of Cups, but that person is pointing to, the Tree of Life, and the Tree of Life is just out of reach, it looks like here. And so it feels like it's an emotional thing for you. I think that you're asking for help, or that you're very hopeful that what you're observing from a distance is going to settle itself. Because to me, it's like the Seven of Cups shows up, everything's in the air. Like all things are up in the air. Anything could happen. It feels like you have a lot of opportunities maybe, and you're trying to research all of the opportunities, hopeful that things are going to work out. I think that they will, because Temperance is here in the upright when the answer is yes, when Temperance shows up in the upright. And so it does feel like this star energy, we've got star energy, which is Aquarius, which is swords, right? Which is air energy. We have the Page of Swords, which is also air energy. And so it does feel like you're making a decision between the head and the heart. You're researching something here that I feel that you feel is just a little bit out of reach for you. And just being hopeful that if you do a little more research, that you can make a decision out of all of these opportunities that are showing up here. We do have the Two of Pentacles. So a decision needs to be made in the Pentacle world. In the Queen of Cups is here. So I feel like you need to make a decision about your happiness and what makes you happy. The Queen of Cups holds a cup, and then we have the Seven of Cups. I feel like you have to make a decision about your happiness, but it does feel like you are going to have to get a little bit hard ass about it. You're going to have to disconnect or detach from something. So maybe you're giving up other things in order to make one decision that is going to make you happy. I think that you're going to make that decision through your intuition. Empathically, it feels like you are trying to make a decision that is based on your emotional happiness. So out of these Seven Cups, you're going to choose whatever makes you happy. But in choosing something, you're leaving the other Six Cups behind, right? So the Seven Cups are here. In choosing one of the cups, you're leaving Six Cups behind, which could be nostalgia, could be someone in the past, could be memories you have of the past. It feels like there is something that you are going to decide on in the 3D that is going to affect the Six of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles, but you're making the decision because you know your worth. Feels like something needs to materialize in the 3D. There is 3 pentacles here, and the 3 pentacles is friend or friend of friend. It could be something that is of a community sense, a network possibly. It might be you're making a decision about a workplace thing or about getting into a network or a community, but you're doing research on that. Tell me about the Page of Swords. Tell me about the Page of Swords, please. Feels like you're hoping to get into some sort of network or community. Maybe you're planning on moving. You're going to do it because it makes you happy. You might have a lot of opportunities as to where you're going to go. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. You're going to do your research. I think that I'm telling you, I'm not asking you, because I feel like I'm supposed to tell somebody here. I don't know, Charlie's silly. Charlie's my guide. I'm supposed to tell you and not ask you. Tell you to do the research. The Knight of Pentacles is here. You have all the time in the world to do the research, get all the details, to go through the analytics, reassess it. Assess it again. Whatever you have to do, edit the edits. But I feel like the Page of Swords is here for a reason. You're supposed to observe something here. We have the Queen of Swords. Be very honest with yourself about whatever it is you're about to make a decision regarding here. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. We've got the Sun. Oh, it's going to be easy-ish to make this decision here. I'll say easy-ish, right? The Sun, when the Sun is here with the Queen of Swords, for me, it's like you have some sort of a realization or a breakthrough. I feel like you're going to be happy with your decision, and you're making this decision in order to relieve yourself of something or to liberate yourself from a situation. It feels like that's why you're supposed to take your time making the decision whilst you are observing something from a distance. When the Page of Swords shows up, it's because there's a lesson to be learned here, and I feel like you're supposed to learn some type of lesson. Emotional lesson, possibly. It could be a lesson about making decisions as well. And even when you're in this overly emotional energy here, it could be about making decisions even when, yeah, it's like standing on your own, right? Being the tree, the root, I want to say. Being the root and knowing that your stability is what matters the most. I feel like you are making a decision out of all of these options, but it's making you feel emotionally overwhelmed. I feel like you're going to have to make this decision in a detached way. And when I said detached, I was looking at 8 cups. And then the Queen of Swords shows up, and she's the Queen of Detachment. Look, discernment, detachment. Those are two things that are really necessary for life. You will make better decisions if you don't make them through emotion. The Sun is here, though. So I feel like the decisions you're going to make is a clear decision. Tell me about the 7 of Cups. Why is this all so overwhelming and confusing? We've got the Strength card. We've got the Hanged Man. Oh, what popped here? Ooh, the Magician. Very interesting. The Fool is here. The Fool and the Knight of Swords. So yes, that's what it is. You're going to have to make some sort of an aggressive decision to take some sort of leap of faith. Now, when I say leap of faith, it feels like you are going to take a leap, but I feel like it's really exciting. I feel like it's exciting for you. The Hanged Man energy tells me, though, you've been holding back and trying not to make this decision, but this is your life's wish fulfillment. It feels like this is something you've been manifesting, and it's shown up, and now you're confused. Why is it showing up at this time? But I've got to make a decision to do it. It does feel like it's deeply emotional for you. The Strength card is holding back. The Hanged Man is also being in a pause, trying to get perspective. What should I do? Hold back until you get the perspective, I think is what I'm supposed to tell you. But also with the Magician present, you have all the tools, friend. You have all the resources. You have all the skills. You have everything that you need to make this decision. It is a decision of the mind that you are going to have to make. Yeah, I'm going to say you've got to make this decision. That's what is best for you, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who is standing up for themselves because they are the divorcee, right? They are the divorcee. They no longer have someone speaking for them. They're a person who's making their own decisions. They've liberated themselves, and now they're being very honest with the people around them. They no longer have to hide. They no longer have to hide behind anything. They're now just being honest. And I feel like you are going to make a really good decision, but you're going to make the decision that's best for you, and some people aren't going to like that. I feel like you're going to try and explain this as kindly as possible to other people here. We've got the Five of Wands, we've got the Hermit energy, and we've got the Empress. Okay, so it feels like with this Empress energy here that you really don't rely on anyone. You really don't have to rely on anyone. The Hermit energy is here, and I feel like you have been trying to make this decision on your own, but I feel like you are going through sort of an internal battle about making the decision that is going to make you the happiest. Because I do feel like there are possibly, in saying that, there must be people in your life that are not going to be happy with the decision that you make, Sag. The King of Pentacles tells me that you are solid. You know your worth. You know your emotional worth. You know that you are very loving and kind. You are a person who's very overgiving. And I think that you usually always do the thing that is right. We got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. I think you're also someone who's quite analytical. You're really looking at how much time do I have? How many resources do I have? It really depends on a lot of things. And one of the things that you are not using as a metric is what everybody else thinks. Because the Empress doesn't. The Empress has got the boundaries. Look, I stand on my own. I make my own decisions. And if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry, that's something you might have to deal with. Why is it triggering you is what you should look at. Tell me about this. Tell me about this star energy here, because I feel like you're hoping when you make the decision that people are going to understand, or they're going to see you as someone who's made a very solid, grounded decision. Tell me about this. What decision is this? What's the decision Sag has to make? We have the Seven of Swords. We have the King of Cups. And we have the High Priestess. We have the Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So again, looking at your happiness, the Seven of Swords is here. We're keeping something under the surface. You've been working on something in the background here. You've been keeping it quiet, I feel, and you've been working on something very hard in the background. It could be that you've been working on saving money or putting money away for something here. There is something that you have been working on that I don't think you're telling anyone about. I feel like it's something that you've been working on for a while. You've been very strategic with your planning. Your intuition, the High Priestess is here, also telling me that you've been silent with your plans. Why have you been silent with the plans? Why do you feel like you have to be silent with these plans? I feel like it hasn't been easy to do the planning. And it hasn't been easy to keep it silent here. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Death card. And we've got the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you are going to break your silence. And you are going to tell people what's going on. I don't know who that is when I say people. It could be your people. It could be maybe a workplace. It could be your mom or dad. It could be your kids. Tell me why the Death card is here. What's changing? We've got transformation here. So I feel like with the Ace of Swords here and the Eight of Swords with the Death card is telling me you're breaking your silence. You're no longer overthinking the situation. You're about to say something. Tell me why you have to break your silence or what you're going to say. We've got the Six of Cups. We've got the Hierophant energy, and we've got the Knight of Swords. So I feel like you're going to be very honest and truthful. You're just going to throw it out there and say, look, I'm following my own path. This is the path that I have chosen for me. I've got stability. I've got sturdiness. You guys know I always do the right thing. I'm doing the thing that is best for me. The people that I think, some of them, not all of them, but it could be the Six of Cups tells me that they are either family or they are friends or they are people who have known you for most of your life. Feels like soulmate energy, so it could be friendships or families. It feels like that the Knight of Swords is telling me you've just got to say it. Just say it, Sag. Not everybody's going to agree. but I feel like you've just got to say it. It feels like soon you're going to break your silence here from what you've been keeping under the surface. Tell me what it is. Give me an idea about what this is here. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Three of Pentacles. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. For some of you, you're moving. You've decided to sell your home and you're going. You've been keeping that under the surface. You've been saving money. For others of you, I feel like you're going to travel. You're going to travel the world. It feels like you've been at the crossroads of your life. Should I do this or should I do that? Should I follow my heart? Should I follow my dreams? Or should I listen to what everyone else says? And it feels like you are finally doing what you want for yourself. The Three of Pentacles is here, and we did call it out right here. It feels like you are moving, possibly to a new community, maybe visiting a new community. Look, this could be something that's across the world, and maybe your family is like, it's not safe to travel. What are you doing? The Four of Pentacles tells me you've been saving for this for a long time. You are definitely planning some sort of adventure. You're leaving the crossroads, whatever it is. Look, maybe you're not traveling across the world. Maybe you've decided that you're going to do something that other people just aren't in favor of. But the Two of Wands tells me you stayed there long enough. You've already made the plans. You made the plans, you saved the money, right? And now it's time to head off to the Three of Pentacles. Maybe you're going with a friend. Maybe you're going to see a friend or to move to a different community. Maybe it's far away from where you are, across the world, across the state, across the province, across the country. We've got the Six of Wands, and I think that you're going to be very successful. For some of you, it could be to be with a new love. The Ace of Cups is here. We have the Four of Wands. Yeah, you could be moving in with somebody that that you have gotten to know really well, and it feels like the family is asking you not to do it, not because it's not good for you, but because they don't want you to move away from them, is what it feels like here. This could definitely be about a job. Maybe the job is going to ask you not to go. It could be friends that are asking you not to leave the tribe, not to go where you're going. I feel like you've already made the decision, though, with the King of Pentacles. I feel like you've made a decision that's best for you. I feel like if you stay where you are, you will be stuck. We've got the Six of Swords in the reverse, and we do have the Justice card. So I feel like you're justifying the Six of Swords in the reverse. I don't want to be stuck here anymore. It's like the whole, maybe you have generations that have been living on the same land, in the same house, and maybe you're the one that traditionally, Hierophant, is supposed to take over the family home. It's supposed to take over the family farm. Whatever it is, they're trying to push you into tradition, and you're saying, thank you, no, I'm off on my own adventure. I feel like you're trying to be your own person, off on your own adventure. I think that's really wonderful. Tell me what the advice is for Sag, please. Tell me what the advice is for Sag. The Wheel of Fortune, baby. That's what it is. The Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Emperor. What's going on here, right? So we've got the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, follow your heart. You've done all the work. You've done all the hard work. I feel like you're in charge of your life. And the truth of the matter is, y'all, look, we only have a short time here. I'm telling you as someone who is 57 years old, that life seems a lot shorter as you get on the north side of 50, north side of 40, right? When you notice that there's more time behind you than in front of you. There's no time like the present. The Wheel of Fortune is here, making change, pulling you into your destined cycle, pulling you into your destiny. So this might be a destined love. If you are someone who is going to move in with somebody, maybe you're moving in with the Emperor, maybe you are the Emperor, right? Feminine or masculine. So maybe you are the Emperor, but the Emperor has the stability, the security, somebody who is, you can't talk the Emperor out of the decision that they make. They're making this decision that's best for everyone involved. And I feel like there is either you're going to an Emperor, or maybe you're an Emperor going to an Empress, whatever it is, but it feels like the Lovers is here. Your advice is to follow your destiny. That's what your advice is, whatever that may be. I'm going to leave that right here. Sag, thank you so much for being here and watching. Happy full moon to you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Thanks, Saggies. Bye-bye.